Hello students, we are going to start chapter 7, Climate and Adaptation. In this chapter, we are going to learn about weather, climate and adaptation. The first topic is weather and climate. What is weather? It is the day-to-day atmospheric condition of a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall and wind speed, etc. So, the atmospheric condition of your place. Today, what is the atmospheric condition of your place, what is the temperature, what is the humidity, whether it will rain or not, and the wind speed. These atmospheric condition tells about the weather of the day. When the average weather pattern prevails over a long period of time in a place, we call it as climate. Climate is nothing but if the weather condition it stays for a long period of time, that is climate. Like summer, winter, it is hot in the month from the month of April to June or July, then we says that it is a summer season. So that is climate. Long period of time the weather, if it stays, we say that it is a climate. The weather may vary from day to day or in hour to hour. It means that in the morning the weather can be hot, but in the afternoon it can be rainy or it can be cloudy. So it changes from day to day or in hour to hour. Example, weather is if one day weather is cloudy and cool, there is a chance of the next day it may be sunny and warm. This is weather. It may be if today is cloudy, tomorrow there is a maximum chance it can be warm or sunny. Climate does not vary for a short period and remains constant for several years. So climate it does not changes daily, day to day, but it remains for a short period, either for 3 months, either for 4 months. Okay, meteorologist is a person who prepares the weather report by collecting the information of temperature, humidity, rainfall and predict the weather condition of a particular place. So the person who gives us the weather report by collecting the information of temperature, humidity, rainfall, they are called as meteorologist. In a weather report, maximum and minimum temperatures are recorded every day. So in the news, you always hear what is the maximum temperature, minimum temperature. So every day maximum and minimum temperatures are recorded. So our next topic is factors affecting the weather of a place. What are the factors which affects the weather of a place? Temperature. The first one is temperature. We have studied the temperature in the previous chapter. So temperature is the measure of heat content of the atmosphere. So what is the amount of heat present in the atmosphere? That is called as temperature. This temperature can be measured by using an instrument called as thermometer. So we use two units for measuring the temperature, that is degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. This we have done in the previous chapter also. The maximum and minimum temperature in a day are measured by a special thermometer called as maximum minimum thermometer. See, for measuring the body temperature, we use clinical thermometer. For measuring the temperature of some substance or some liquid, we use laboratory thermometer. And to measure the maximum and minimum temperature of a day, we use a maximum minimum thermometer which is in the spherical shape. Next, humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called as humidity. The air can hold only certain amount of water vapor at a particular temperature. See, in a particular temperature, the air can hold only minimum amount of water. Okay, when the air has the maximum possible amount of water vapor present in the air, it is called as saturated air. So if water vapor is maximum in the air, we called it, that air is called as saturated air. As the temperature increases, the capacity to hold the water vapor in the air also increases. So if the temperature is increased, in summers the temperature is more. So the capacity to hold the water vapor of the air also increases. And the instrument which is used to measure the humidity, we call it as hygrometer. It measures the humidity in percentage. Next, rainfall. It is the liquid form of the water that reaches the surface of the earth from the atmosphere. it is the liquid form of the water that reaches the surface of the earth from the atmosphere. When the temperature of the air falls, the water vapor present in it condenses and form into the tiny droplets of water. So how the rain formation takes place? The water vapor which is present in the air, it condenses to form droplets of the water. So the clouds are formed by when the condensation takes place at higher altitude. How clouds are formed? See, these water droplet, that is the water vapor which condenses and changes into water droplets, they combine together and they form clouds. These clouds are formed at higher altitude, means higher heights. So when the water droplets are joined together and become heavy, they fall down as a rain. So, and the instrument which is used to measure the rain is called as rain gauge, and it measures the rainfall in millimeters. When the temperature in the air is very low, the droplets form the clouds, freezes into the crystals of ice and comes down as a snow. So how the snow formation takes place? The water vapor has been changed into water droplets. If the temperature of the air falls, these water droplets freezes into the crystal of ice, and these ice falls in the form of snow. If this droplets of the water passes through a very cold layer of air, they freezes and comes down as the hailstone. So if these droplets, when they passes through the cold layer of air, means when these droplets passes through the cold air, they freezes and comes down as a hailstone. And during the winters, the temperature falls after sunset. So these water vapor condenses near the ground. So the water vapor which condenses near the ground and look hazy to the human eye is known as fog. So fogs are always formed near the ground. So how it forms? The water vapor condenses and condenses near the ground and it looks hazy to the human eye, which is called as fog. Factors that affecting the climate of the earth. What are the factors that affects the climate of the earth? The earth has basic three types of climate, that is tropical, temperate and polar. The first point, the first factor is distance from the sun. As the distance is more from the sun, then the heat is obtained by that part is less. Okay, so farther the distance from the sun, the lesser the heat and obtained from the sun. Earth revolves around the sun only when Earth revolves around the sun, only one hemisphere is closer to the sun at that time. So when the north pole is closer to the sun, it is warmer than the south pole. So distance from the sun also plays an important role in the climatic condition. The part which is closer to the sun receives the maximum heat, and that part will be warmer than the other part. Okay, if a north pole is towards the sun, then that side, the northern hemisphere, will have the summers and the days will be longer, the nights will be shorter, whereas the southern hemisphere, the heat radiations are less, so the days will be shorter, the nights will be longer, and they will have a winter season in the month of June. Next, tilt. The earth axis is not perpendicular to the plane of its orbit, it is inclined at an angle of 23.5 degrees. So earth is not the axis of earth is not perpendicular, but it is tilted at an angle of 23.5. This causes the northern hemisphere to receive the maximum direct sunlight. So due to this tilt, okay, in the month of June, the northern hemisphere will have the maximum sunlight and the southern hemisphere will receive the little amount of sunlight, due to which the northern hemisphere will have the summer season in the month of June and the southern hemisphere will have the winter season in the month of June. And in month of December, it is vice versa. The southern hemisphere receives the maximum heat of the sun and the northern hemisphere will receive less heat of the sun. So this causes the northern hemisphere to receive the maximum direct sunlight. Then it gets more hours of the day in the month in June and than in December, when it receives the lesser direct sunlight and lesser hours of the daylight. This causes different season in a year. In contrast, the southern hemisphere, the season are reversed. So I have told you. So if northern hemisphere is northern hemisphere is receiving maximum heat, so there will be summer, and in southern hemisphere it will be winter. In summers in northern hemisphere, if it is the summer in the northern hemisphere, the days are longer and the angle of the sun goes higher. So when the seasons are reversed, the northern pole is tilted away from the sun. The south pole is tilted towards the sun. It is the summer in the southern hemisphere. If the earth did not have the tilt, then there would be no season. So if no season, no day and night would be there would be no day and night. Day and night would be of the same length throughout the year. So if the earth would have present, if there was no tilt, if it would be, the axis would be perpendicular, then there would be no season and day and night should be of the equal length. Sunrise and sunset. As the earth revolves on its axis once a day, it gives the appearance of the sunrise and sunset. So earth revolves around on its axis. So when it revolves around its axis, there is always sunrise and sunset. The axis of the earth is tilted about 23 to its orbit. This is only the major cause of changing the season, but also has the great impact on the time of sunrise and sunset. If the earth is not tilted, it would receive the same amount of sunlight each day of the year without causing a difference in the time of sunrise and sunset. If it would be not tilted, then the amount of the sunlight, it would receive equal amount of the sunlight each day of the year without causing any difference in the time of sunrise and sunset. So I am going to end the session till here. Thank you.